Drew and Jonathan Scott are twin brothers who appear in the hit TV show Property Brothers, which is produced by Scott Brothers Entertainment. The show catapulted the twins to stardom in the home improvement industry. Real estate is only one area in which they excel. Their books have achieved phenomenal success because of their exceptional talent. Aside from that, they offer a furniture line and a lot more. Thanks to the incredible characters that hosted each of the 7 seasons, viewers all across the globe have had a great time. Feel the astonishment as Drew Scott announced his departure from the show. Many of his admirers are starting to wonder if he is really leaving the real estate industry. Some have speculated that Drew is winding down the real estate firm, while others have speculated that there is major strife between the brothers. What happened to the Property Brothers Drew Scott? Let's find out. Vancouver, British Columbia is the place of birth for Jonathan and Drew Scott, who were born on April 28, 1978. Among his 2 elder brothers, James Daniel 2 years older and Jonathan 4 minutes older, Drew was the youngest. Jim and Joanne Scott were surprised because they had planned to have a single kid. Jim, their father, emigrated from Scotland when he was a teenager, inspired by the cowboys he watched on television. Up until the late 1970s, he dabbled in the film industry as an actor, stuntman, and assistant director. Next, he uprooted his life to focus on his family, relocating to a horse farm in Maple Ridge. His job as a youth counselor allowed him to support Joanne as she continued her career as a paralegal in downtown Vancouver. The twins' father encouraged them to have employment when they reached 7, so they started a business called Jam, which made nylon-covered hangers. Until a Japanese woman selling American goods placed a large order, they sold them door to door. It was wonderful for the kids and their pleased parents that they were able to make $15,000 from the business. They had excellent financial awareness to go along with their business acumen. James would frequently repair their properties and would occasionally pay the lads to construct or repair fences, decks, and barns. The twins were notorious furniture movers and shakers even as little children. While they were in high school, Drew was an athlete at Thomas Haney Secondary School, where he also coached and played on the varsity volleyball and basketball teams. The twins were about to leave for university in Calgary when their family relocated to Alberta after they finished high school. The lads had some intriguing careers before they became famous for home restoration. While his brothers were busboys at Red Robin as teenagers, Drew was a clown. To make ends meet, they wore many hats, like as managing a bikini store, creating websites, being a personal trainer for flight attendants, or even being a mall cop. However, a career in show business was always their ultimate goal. Their experience in these fields likely prepared them well for their careers in real estate and construction, despite the seeming lack of relevance. Dorm life was never an option for Drew and Jonathan when they enrolled at the University of Calgary. They opted to purchase their first home in 1996 instead. Afterwards, they acquired an additional property that necessitated extensive repairs. The previous owner had a cat named Stucco who, according to their book It Takes Two, liked to make a mess everywhere. They made a tidy profit of $250,000 after purchasing their second home for $200,000 with a just $250 down payment. According to their book, student housing has consistently been in great demand. We were certain that we could turn a profit in the real estate industry if we could only break into it. Real estate wasn't initially in the brothers' plans. They were only involved because they wanted to back Drew's acting ambitions and Jonathan's fascination with magic. You won't believe this, but Jonathan had aspirations of becoming a magician. After obtaining his contractor's license, Jonathan continued his education in construction and design. With the help of his brothers, Drew took care of the larger repairs such as installing siding and laying tiling. Independent film firm Davidian Production Group was founded in 2002 by the twins and their older brother. On the side, Drew was also involved in acting, directing, and producing. Injuries had caused Drew to give up on his dream of playing professional basketball, but in 2003 he was recruited by a college in Alberta. He decided to try it out for a few weeks before opting to join Jonathan in real estate, even though he felt like he was moving backward at 25. Following multiple negative encounters with real estate agents, Drew decided to earn his license in 2004 and dedicate himself to real estate transactions. In the same year, the twins launched Scott Real Estate Inc., with the goal of providing customers with comprehensive services including buying, selling, remodeling, design consulting, and open house staging. Real estate was stealing Drew's joy for acting, and he was becoming more and more discouraged by this. A trip to Vancouver was so planned for January 2006. He gave himself a year to pursue his passion and moved in with his best friend Pedro. Jonathan, however, remained in Calgary to oversee company operations. Drew began his acting and voiceover training in Vancouver, where he also met influential people in the business and gained experience on film sets. And keep track of it all with a spreadsheet that uses color coding. But the year progressed and he found himself over $100,000 in debt and nothing near where he had envisioned his acting career going. He had an insight and then emailed his twin to request the Scott Real Estate marketing template. Quickly after, he obtained his license to sell real estate in Vancouver and established Scott Real Estate's Vancouver office. Jonathan and his wife relocated to Las Vegas in 2008 when he began purchasing and renovating houses with the purpose of renting them out. With a big team and locations in Vancouver, Calgary, and Las Vegas, Scott Real Estate expanded. Drew began submitting real estate-themed TV program ideas, but the majority of the offers he received were for hosting gigs, frequently alongside Jonathan. Cineflix eventually approached him about hosting a spin-off of American Idol called Realtor Idol. That performance was a bust. Although producers had originally intended to pair Drew with a female co-host for a different show called My Dream Home, they ultimately decided to cast him alone. The idea for Property Brothers came from their discovery that he had a real estate sibling as well. They decided to create a show about the two of them. HGTV later became the show's home network. At long last, he received an offer for the show that would later become Property Brothers in 2009. They had been practicing real estate for 15 years prior to the start of the show. Scott moved to Sin City in 2010 to be closer to his brothers and purchased a condo on the Lively Strip, which is located just south of the city. After that, he and Jonathan became homeowners in 2011. Their fourth television series, Property Brothers at Home, followed their renovations as they took it on. In a long time, no HGTV series launch had ever achieved such a high rating. The 4th of January 2011 saw the debut of Property Brothers on the W Network. However, the channel eventually started airing more dramatic shows. The show has been airing on HGTV Canada since the 2017 to 2018 broadcast season. Also in the US and a lot of other non-American nations, you can see it on HGTV. It has Portuguese and Spanish dubs in some regions. The same actor provides the voices for both brothers. Property Brothers at Home on the Ranch was produced by Scott Brothers Entertainment as a spin-off series of the popular Property Brothers at Home. Over the course of 10 weeks, the brothers went back to their hometown in Alberta, Canada, to help a family friend repair an estate in the rugged mountains. During the 3rd and 4th episodes, Drew and Jonathan presented two country singles, Hold On and Let the Night Shine In, that they wrote and recorded together for the series. Nashville songwriting duo Victoria Shaw and Chad Carlson collaborated on the creation and distribution of these songs. On December 22, 2013, Great American Country asked the brothers to conduct their annual Top 50 Country Countdown. They were also joined by Nancy O'Dell as co-hosts of the 2014 Rose Parade, and they were back with Josh Temple as co-hosts in 2015. During Hell's Kitchen Season 16, as Chef's Table guests, the twins were seated in separate kitchens. Jonathan sat with Ashley Green in the red kitchen and Drew with Melissa Rivers in the blue. Sailing with the Scotts was a 2015 trip that was themed after the Scott brothers. Additionally, December 2018 is set to host another one. Additionally, in 2015, they began selling outdoor furniture under the Scott Living brand on QVC. By the end of 2016, they had generated over $100 million. Additionally, they helped the contestants from America's Next Top Model renovate a home. Furthermore, Drew and Jonathan made an appearance at the Grand Ole Opry as special guests on March 29, 2016. Dream Homes was an expansion of their brand that catered to affluent clients by providing them with individualized architectural plans and home features. In 2017, all of their brands were unified under Scott Brothers Global. Dream Home, their debut novel, was also written by them. Published on April 4, 2016, The Property Brothers' Ultimate Guide to Locating and Repairing Your Ideal Home. Notable publications such as Amazon.com, The Wall Street Journal, and the New York Times included it on their bestseller lists. It Takes Two, Our Story, their memoir, was released in September 2017. Additionally, on October 2, 2018, HarperCollins will release Builder Brothers' Big Plans, a children's book that they co-authored. Kids and adults can work together on a construction project in this book. It was at a 2010 Toronto Fashion Week event that Drew and Linda Fahn first crossed paths. They shared Drew's Las Vegas house beginning in 2014. Despite the fact that they stayed there only a few times annually. As the head of Scott Brothers Entertainment's digital content products and marketing, Linda accompanies Drew on his trips. Their home office is the starting point for a fantastic date, according to Drew, who has characterized them as workaholics. Their engagement took place on December 13, 2016, and their destination wedding took place in Italy on May 12, 2018. In a 5-part series titled Property Brothers at House, Drew and Linda Fahn filmed the 12-week makeover of their Los Angeles house, the house of Drew's honeymoon. Assisting with the project were Jonathan and JD as well. November 22, 2017 was the premiere date of the series on HGTV. In addition to the show, the couple co-created a web series called Wedding Crafts with Linda. It featured DIY wedding-themed crafts such as cocktail recipes, invites, centerpieces, and favors. You could watch all 11 episodes on HGTV's social media platforms. According to HGTV, Drew had the most amazing week of his life because he and Linda were on the cover of People magazine at the same week that the show premiered. Drew plays the role of the real estate agent in Cineflix Media's 2019 house renovation show, while Jonathan plays the role of the constructor. Buying and Selling Brother vs. Brother. Property Brothers at Home and Property Brothers Forever Homes are just a few of the several programs that have been influenced by the show due to its immense success. Scott and his brothers Jay and Scott founded Scott Brothers Entertainment to produce films, television series, and digital media. Scott Living and Dream Homes, a division of Scott Living, were also formed by them. The fact that Drew and his wife Linda Fahn reside in a lovely property close to downtown Los Angeles is hardly surprising given his reputation for being an expert real estate investor. Several months before their May 2018 wedding, the HGTV personality and his partner reportedly paid $2.3 million for the Tudor-style home. However, the 4,409 square foot house was in dire need of renovations before it could be considered move-in ready. It was their desire to make it their own through renovations when they bought it. To this day, Fahn and Drew continue their well-known policy of keeping their son Parker's identity under wraps on social media. Having said that, they're totally sealed off. Take their candid discussion of the challenges they had in starting a family as an example. Their revelation to the public about Fahn's thyroid issue, Graves' disease, which made conception more difficult, was a heartbreaking one. I believe for us the whole thing was we were so lost, Drew stated in 2022. For a long time we tried. For a long time we tried to start a family, but nothing came of it. It was due to a lack of knowledge and the proper resources, the most qualified experts in our vicinity. They were able to overcome their infertility problems and announce the arrival of baby number 2. There was a false story of Drew's death not long ago, but it has since been confirmed. Despite the erroneous claims that have been circulating on social media, Drew is now doing great. Drew Scott has not been sick or had any health issues this year, in contrast to his older brother J.D. Scott, who struggled with health issues. Along with his twin brother Jonathan Scott, he continues to be an active artist and makes appearances on television programs. Any discussion of Drew's health is based on his older brother's previous health problems, and fans have been told that his health is stable. After a home improvement show on HGTV reportedly exposed a Las Vegas couple to horrible health risks and major flaws, the pair sued the production firm. Paul and Mindy King, a married couple, spent $200,000 on the home makeover show hosted by Jonathan and Drew Scott, two Canadian reality TV stars. The show let them remodel their dream house. But according to the King, inspectors classified the moldy dishwasher as a biohazard, sewage seeped into their cabinets, and the sink fell off. Mindy King revealed that their Las Vegas property, which may seem stylish at first glance, is actually afflicted by significant problems. Along with showing class around the house, she told them, "Yeah, our house looks nice when you walk in because they made it look good for TV." However, the true dangers lie in the things that are invisible to the naked eye. The cabinets were damaged due to the sludge and sewage that leaked out. Mindy continued by saying that the sink on the kitchen island had previously collapsed due to the contractors using the incorrectly sized gas connection and pipe. Paul laid out their plight. "With all these issues and not being code compliant, we cannot sell this house. It would be quite costly for us if we could sell it. We didn't have a honeymoon," Mindy added. "Even a wedding band eluded me. Because we had faith in Jonathan and Drew, we dipped into our money. Please tell me where Jonathan and Drew are. Tell us why you're not assisting us." The property brothers, they said, disregarded their cries for aid, causing them to fight their production firm Cineflix in court like David versus Goliath. Their notoriety was bringing in millions of dollars. According to what Mindy King told class, they were living lavishly off of the trust of people like us. "They made you afraid, and I would not stand by and watch as anyone, including us, fell victim to that." Clark and many contractors were named in a complaint alleging that their home repair left the property in worse shape than when they found it. Cineflix was accused in a January 2021 lawsuit of employing unlicensed and unskilled contractors and failing to possess the necessary licenses to carry out the modifications in Nevada. Even though the property brothers weren't specifically named as defendants, they could wind up being added to the lawsuit. If the couple's complaints are not rectified by May 2019, they may be due $9 million per their Cineflix contract, which stipulates that they are entitled to $5,000 every day. Although the episode featuring the King's home aired earlier this year, the property brothers are no longer working with Cineflix since they launched their own production firm. October 2024 is the date set for the jury trial. Their IP at HGTV grew thanks to Drew and Jonathan Scott, backed by the Bros. And Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers are two new series that they started on Discovery-owned cable home. In addition, Celebrity IU, HGTV's smash success, has been renewed for a fourth season. In public, they frequently taunt each other, adding to their reputation for a comically offbeat sense of humor. Although Drew, the real estate agent, is famous for constantly donning suits and Jonathan, the contractor, is recognized for his more informal work attire, the two have perfectly complemented one another. It was thought that Drew was departing Property Brothers to launch a cosmetics brand with his wife Linda Fawn after false rumors of a sibling rivalry started circulating online. This is just another case of rumors, folks. According to the brothers, someone is attempting to spread rumors and the reports are bogus. The Scott brothers' phenomenal influence in the business, nevertheless, is not idle chatter. They will continue to be beloved by fans for a long time because to their innovative abilities and energetic TV presence.